Hello guys, my name is Deep Patel and today I'm going to talk about communication skill, which is very essential right now in this era. Communicate to someone, the effective communication is one of the most important life skills that a person can have to make a better deal. And today's era, the communication is everything. You can even make a money with that, and it is without the communication skill you are nothing. So mm, be your best with the communication. uh, Whether you want to have better communication in your personal and social life to get your ideas across better at work, there are some key things you can do to help you improve the communication skill. And here I'm going to talk about some communication skill, what to do a measures, and uh, what's the thing which you can develop in yourself to improve the communication skill. The first is that show respect and appreciation, which is kind of very important. You can assume that appreciation and respect can go a long way. People will be more open to communicating with you if you are convey the respect for them. Even simple action like using a person's name will make them feel appreciated, and they are also getting very interesting in you with you to communicate whenever, anytime. It's also important to be respectful and considerate others time, people's time, because time is money, we know that. And if you are care about another's others time, they also care about yours, so, which is very important. The another thing is that listen actively. I mean, before replying anyone, listen very carefully, because every word says some meanings and feelings, which is communication. You know that. So instead of just focusing on formulating a response, really listen to what others saying. The person speaking to you should be the most important thing at the moment, whenever you're talking. Also, when you're talking to someone on the phone, do not respond to an email or just send a text at the same time, because this just disturb your communication, and the other person don't like that to communicate with you. The person will know that you don't have uh, attention with you. The another thing is that ask question and paraphrase, which is very important. Asking question will not only help you to understand what the other person is saying, but also this opens up the conversation and signals that you want to see them, hear them, and understand them. So, and if you want to show that you really understand, then paraphrase, this is the great tool. Like, for example, all you need to do is repeat back to someone what they just said before you communicate yourself. It's important that you connect with the person that you're talking, and eye contact is very essential. It's very essential when you're having a meaningful conversation. Looking at the floor or at out of window, just and you that showing that you don't care what he or she talking about you, and it's not a great communication. The another person don't more uh, like uh, give you an important. By looking the other person in your eye, you are proving that you are interested in that, and this is also keeps you focused and less distract. And for another thing is that pay attention to your body language. Your non-verbal and non-written calls often reveal more than you think. Remember that you are constantly communicating even when you are not saying a word, and because your body language showing everything. If you do any action, it's just showing some words which is not like you are speaking, but it's showing that another person can understand that you are interested or not, or if you like do, yeah. So like this is showing something you are interested to him to listen that and giving answer, or when you just showing like hmm, it doesn't mean that you're giving that much attention to him or her. So make sure that you have open body language when you're interacting with others. Face your conversation partner, paying close attention to your gesture, and don't cross. Another thing is get rid of communication fillers. Does little to improve your speech or conversation. Cut them out to be more persuasive and to feel and appear more confident. Uh, One way is to start keeping track of when you saying a word like like. You could also try simply relaxing and pausing before you speak. Trust me, those silence seems more awkward to you than they do to others. So really. Another thing is that be brief and specific. Specific what you are saying. For written and verbal communication, practice your brief. Use specific enough to what you are saying. Provide enough information for the other person to understand what you are trying to say. Otherwise, if you just give the information which is very mixed and they don't understand like what you want to say, and they not longer give you an attention, and that this conversation is no longer be, I mean, they don't getting interested in you, your body language, your communication. And if you are responding to an email, I'm talking about era, like electronic era, which is now another big conversation, because nowadays we are not talking physically, but we are communicating in email, in text messages. So if you are responding to an email, make sure that you read entire email before replying, because uh, in email it's just not verbal communication, it's not physical communication. There are every words of meaning. The email is always short and sweet, but what they are saying in email, every word has some meaning. So you have to understand what they are saying, and after that you have to respond them, and with enough written practice. And whenever you return or enter email, just read carefully after that and then send it. Otherwise it's make a confusion, and uh, which is important to just repeat, I mean reread it. Put away devices. That I just give you the brief in this word. But it's quite rude to have your head buried in your phone while someone's talking to you. And whenever someone is talking, you are just texting to someone else. Just not that's good. So put down your devices and look at the person who is speaking to you. Otherwise, just give. Otherwise, just tell that just give me a few seconds. I can talk with you after like 2 minutes. Then it should be a good conversation. I mean, after that you can complete your important stuff, and then after you give the attention to another person, which is good. Don't answer a call and check a text or notice vibration. It's not good. Stay focused on what the other person is saying. Your body language is very important. Body language, words, and emotion tone will lets them know that you are really talking to them, because like body language You can say that if you say if, if someone is talking to you and you saying just verbally like it's not make a weight in your conversation. But if you're talking like yes, yes, or just turn your arms, which is very very important to them, that you the whole your body is communicating to them only. You're not just roaming around yourself and just not make attention to him to communication. So it is very important. So there were some tricks I gave you to be careful in your conversation and nowadays, which is very important, very essential to you and for everyone. So that's all for today, and uh, uh, bye bye, and be careful what happening with you. Be safe. Okay, goodbye.